to Open Den. I'm Zach Denley.
And I'm Carolina Sample.
Reedy's HOSA Club has been having great success this year. We go to Kaylin Olson with the story of their journey to state.
The HOSA students have put in great effort to get where they are today. I talked to the HOSA Club about their preparations and expectations for the state competition in Galveston.
I'm competing in the job seeking skills interview for the HOSA state competition, which consists of building up a resume, one-page cover letter, and going through a 20-minute orientation where you have to complete a job application, as well as conducting a 5 to 6 minute interview.
For HOSA, I am competing in current medical issues. Basically, they give you a test and you answer questions on today's issues like GMOs, abortion, all that stuff.
The HOSA advisor, Ms. Basinger, talks about how much work has gone into preparing for state.
They worked really hard to be able to get to state. Competing in our area, with HOSA area, it's one of the top competitive areas that there is, just because there's a lot of students competing in a population.
I'm really looking forward to building new bonds with other HOSA members from Frisco ISD, and I really hope to gain the experience and insight in how these competitions work so I can improve hopefully for next year if I don't place.
In addition to the state competition, the students get to network with the best from Texas.
I believe they're taking about 100 students in the district, so being able to go and meet new friends and socialize with people that have the same background or the same interest that they do is an experience.
I'm looking most forward to state. We're like just hanging out with people, meeting new people, and just, having fun in Galveston.
Open Den is sending good luck to those competing at state right now, and we look forward to see how it turned out. I'm Kaylin Olson with Open Den.
Thanks, Kaylin. We will be cheering on the HOSA team from here. The spring season has just arrived, and that means track and field has just begun. I went to find out more about the Reedy track team. With the spring season just kicking in, the track team here at Reedy has begun a successful run at the competition at their meets.
So we're started off on a really good start, and we're liking what we're seeing from a competitive standpoint and what our kids are doing.
I like how everybody comes together as a family, and how everybody supports each other since everything's kind of individual.
I like competing in races and going out to practice with my friends, and the coaches are really awesome.
One thing I really like about being here at Reedy, starting out a brand new school and having freshmen and sophomores, is that we get to build everything from the ground up. And so every medal that we win and every event that we win and meet that we win, it's the first.
It's awesome having a victory on your own. And practice is where you get better. So if you try your hardest in practice, it'll really show in your events.
I really like encouraging people and just being the one to kind of uplift people, and so track's kind of a perfect spot for that.
For Open Den, I'm Carolina Sample.
Great job, Carlina. You may have noticed our new segment, Ask Reedy. It's a segment that's geared towards you, the student body of Reedy. Its purpose is to answer any questions that you may have, and it's going to be answered by people like the teachers or the other staff of Reedy. Let's take a look.
Today's question is, how can I control my anger in a healthy manner?
I would recommend that the first thing you do is to take a deep breath. Taking a deep breath and focusing on your breathing a lot of times will help you to just calm your emotions. When you're angry, sometimes you make poor decisions. So just taking a deep breath, thinking through things before you act on anything going forward.
Next question. What traditions do you think should be added to Reedy?
Some traditions that I'd like to see here, I don't know if this first one would ever happen because I don't know that Frisco ISD would allow it, but when I was in high school, we got to bid on parking spots. So students would pay more money for closer parking spots, but we also got to design the parking spot, or you painted the parking spot, and it just added a lot of school spirit. The other one that I would like to see here at Reedy High School is to have a senior wall, and then once students decide where they're going to go to college, we will showcase what school they will be going to, and that's something I'd like to start for the class of 2018.
To post questions for Ask Reedy, type bit.ly/AskReedy. That's all for now. See you in the next Ask Reedy.
Remember, Lions, if you have any questions about Ask Reedy, go visit the link bit.ly/AskReedy.
Now let's go to Miranda Bellhumor, who will bring us around the globe with 60-second news.
Join the Frisco ISD Council of PTAs at FISD Spirit Night with the Frisco Rough Riders baseball team today from 7:05 to 10 p.m. at the Dr. Pepper Ballpark. The game will include special guests from FISD, a performance by the district's elementary honor choir, and a post-game fireworks show. Many of you have probably heard that on the morning of March 22nd, 3 coordinated nail bombings occurred in Belgium. In these attacks, 32 victims and 3 suicide bombers were killed. Over 300 people were injured. As of right now, Mohammed Abrini has been declared an accomplice of the suicide bombing. Detectives are still gathering news. Also, today is National Titanic Remembrance Day, dedicated to the memory of the Titanic and all of the people who died. On this day in 1912, the Titanic sank in the icy waters. But did you know that there is a Titanic 2 being launched in 2018 and is the exact replica of the original Titanic? Oh, and don't worry, it has enough lifeboats for everyone. And that's a wrap for 60-Second News. I'm Miranda Bellhumor with Open Den.
Thanks, Miranda. You may have heard some talk about the Panama Papers. Here's Zach giving us his take on this scandal on this episode of Back Talk. Zach?
Today, I'm going to tell you what Lionel Messi, Jackie Chan, and Vladimir Putin all have in common. Hint, it's money laundering. Let's begin. 11 million documents belonging to Panamanian law firm Shell Corporation Mossack Fonseca have been leaked to the German newspaper Süddeutsche. Yeah, that, SC. We're calling it SZ from now on. Have been passed to German newspaper SC. SC then shared those documents which, by the way, contain details of the rich and powerful who would like to avoid taxation, dodge, sanction, and overall hide their funds from the government. Typical money laundering things. They shared these documents with the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, or ICIJ for short. Although when I say that, I sound like a tool. Same goes for the word consortium, though. 107 media organizations spanning 76 countries are now reviewing the data. Now, let's talk about who's doing what wrong and why they're doing it. Mossack Fonseca denies any wrongdoing, saying, "Our industry is not particularly well understood by the public, and unfortunately, this series of articles will only serve to deepen that confusion." Oh, okay, it's just your reputation, says the company doing shady business with people like Hosni Mubarak, Muammar Gaddafi, and Bashar al-Assad, even Vladimir Putin. You don't understand us. We do, however, understand that you offered Melissa Olszewski the opportunity to fake her ID in order to hide her funds from the U.S. government, in direct violation of several international banking laws. Just remember, as this story develops, and I may well do an update in the future, that this company's alleged innocence is all a charade. The release of these papers have made the Prime Minister of Iceland step down, but not really step down, have brought shame to David Cameron of the UK, and have caused international controversy. That's all from me. For Open Din and Back Talk, I'm Zach Denley.
And I'm Carlina Sample. See you next time.
Well, whenever I say back talk, it just brings out something devilish in me.